Namo Buddhaya. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday morning meditation program here at Dhammadrini Monastery. I am Bhikkhuni Kaccayana. Happy to be with you this morning. Happy to see some old friends. Also happy to see some people I haven't seen before. Welcome. Welcome to everyone. For those who were with us last week, know I'm still getting over jet lag from a trip back from Nepal and India. And last week I was feeling sort of sleepy and hindered by sleepiness. And so we had a meditation on the hindrances because that seemed relevant and helpful to me. The 5 hindrances that are things that get in the way of meditation. If any of you have not heard this teaching before, the things that hinder meditation are sensual desire, getting distracted by some sort of craving or greed or lust, ill will, getting distracted by anger, by aversion, by discomfort and wanting, something to be different about the body or the mind or the situation. Number 3 is drowsiness, dullness or drowsiness, which is the one that I was experiencing strongly last week and that I'm still not entirely over. And that can be bodily, that can be the body just wanting to, sleep. It can just be sleepiness. It can also be sort of low energy for other reasons. The sort of, the sunken mind, the mind that doesn't want to rise up and meet the moment for whatever reason. Could be physical, could be something psychological, something going on, emotional, that just sort of drains out the energy and keeps you from wanting to meet the moment. 4th hindrance is restlessness or worry. So this can include thinking about the past, wishing that things had been different. Okay, sorry, I hear that I'm not being heard well. Okay, let me try a different microphone. I have a situation with my microphone and the various ports on my computer. I have to make decisions between what do I plug in, how many things at once. Let me try a different option here. Hang on. Oh, yes, I have to make a choice between having the good microphone or the good camera. I don't have the right adapters to allow me to do both at once at the moment. So let's go with the good microphone. And okay. So is that better? Yes? Okay, good. All right, so anyway, I was talking about the hindrances and getting up to number 4, which is the restlessness and remorse. And that could include remorse about the past, feeling like you wish something had been different, regretting, wishing that it could be different either in the past or that you would not be experiencing the results in the present of the past. It can also be worry about the future, thinking about what's going to happen next. It can be on a very simple level of like, what errands or tasks or chores do I need to do today? Or it can be on the existential level of, what am I doing with my life? How is it going to be from here on? Any of that kind of forward thinking or past thinking that takes you away from here and now would be under restlessness and remorse, the mind that sort of jumps around and can't settle in one place. It's a different way of not meeting the moment. The drowsiness just kind of wants to sink and like be in one place and not rise up with energy, and the restlessness kind of bouncing all around and not able to settle in one place. Both of these are hindrances to meditation. And the fifth one is doubt. This can be skeptical doubt about, the teachings of the Buddha. Who is this guy? Why should I listen to him? Who are these monastics? Why should I listen to them? It can also be, doubt in oneself, like, okay, maybe other people can do it, but I can't. I'm just terrible at meditating and not possible for me. Or it can be just confusion about like, okay, what do I do? What am I supposed to do? I don't know the instructions. I don't know if I'm meeting anger in my meditation, what do I do next? There can be uncertainty and confusion about that. That would also be doubt. These are things that we meet in our meditation and that hinder us from calm, from steadiness. And there are antidotes to them. There's also freedom from them. And things that we can develop that are sort of their opposites, that get us out of these kinds of hindrances. The way it's most traditionally taught is that the 5 hindrances, once they fall away or in the process of them falling away, we may experience the 7 enlightenment factors, and we may develop these 7 enlightenment factors. So once desire and ill will and drowsiness and restlessness and doubt fall away, well, usually they're not going to fall away without at least some degree of the first enlightenment factor, which is mindfulness. Mindfulness is where we start, just sort of knowing what's going on. If there's a hindrance present, what hindrance is it? What's going on with this body, with this mind? Just knowing clearly. The second enlightenment factor is investigation. We look into what we see. We understand, what is this? And what should we do about it? Is this something that we want to develop, or is this something that we want to abandon? Third factor is energy, sort of keeping a balanced energy to do what needs to be done with what we're finding in our current experience. And then from this mindfulness, this investigation, this energy, we can get into a kind of flow state that is called joy, piti, joy, rapture, bliss, of ease. From there, we can go into tranquility and deep stillness and equanimity. These are the final 3 factors, from joy to tranquility to stillness and equanimity. So this is sort of the trajectory of our practice. If we're training well, our Ayasobana, who some of you know, she was longtime vice abbess of Dhammadrini. She's now moved to Empty Cloud Monastery on the East Coast. She used to describe needing to do your Dhamma push-ups every day. That our meditation is like our workout, and you need to sort of be lifting yourself again and again out of the hindrances, and by doing that, building strength, and hopefully not just strength, but also flexibility, also all the things, sort of the nimbleness and strength and flexibility of the mind through doing this work. So that's a framing for what I want to lead us in today. And really a helpful place to start. So with that, let's settle into meditation posture. So this means being in a stable, upright, balanced position, whether you're sitting on a chair or sitting on a cushion, finding a way to balance the body. Feeling rooted on the earth. You can start by bringing attention to where the body makes contact with the ground, with the chair, wherever your connection to the earth may be. Feeling the pressure there, the gravity, the groundedness. And then bringing your attention gradually up the spine, feeling the uprightness of this sort of central pillar of the body, holding it all up. And letting everything else rest on this strong central pillar. Releasing whatever tension there may be in the face, the jaw, and the shoulders, and the arms and the hands. Releasing tension in the chest and the belly, or at least inviting it to release. May or may not. Giving the invitation. And as you bring your attention down the body from the head to the belly, you go again to the seat, the legs and feet. And just feel this whole body seated here, upright, dignified, and present. Establishing your mindfulness here in the body. And bring your attention to the breath in the body. Breath coming in, breath going out. You can feel it wherever it is clearest to you, whether that's at the nostrils, cool air going in, warm air going out. Or maybe you feel it more clearly in the chest, or in the belly, or somehow in this whole body, the expansion and contraction, rising and falling, in and out. Feeling the breath in the body and just knowing whether it's an in-breath or an out-breath. Bringing your attention to that. And as you develop this mindfulness of the body and the breath, you know you've already established one of the awakening factors, the first one of mindfulness. Just knowing what you're doing here and now. Knowing the breath in the body here and now. And begin to investigate this breath, its qualities. Is it an in-breath or an out-breath? Is it long or is it short? Just bringing your attention to this very simple investigation of the breath. And gently applying effort to maintain the attention there. Bringing energy to the investigation. The mind may or may not wish to stay with the breath. You may discover that some hindrance is arising. maybe desire for something more interesting, maybe aversion, disliking something about the current conditions. Maybe dullness, maybe restlessness, maybe doubt. If any of these arise, you can just meet them with mindfulness, with the first awakening factor of a mindfulness, knowing them, knowing they're present, and then investigating what are the qualities of this hindrance. Is it something to be developed or something to be abandoned? And then bringing your energy, your effort, to gently come back to the breath if you can, to gently abandon whatever may be hindering you. You may need to do this again and again. You're developing your strength each time. You're developing at least 3 awakening factors of mindfulness and investigation and energy. Just keep applying those 3 to whatever is arising. Or to the simplicity of the breath, which is arising every moment, as long as we're alive. Training the mind to be able to stay here and now with the breath in the body, with mindfulness and investigation and energy. As you train the mind in this way, at some point, you might find that you get interested, really interested in the breath, joyfully interested. There may be joy, confidence. If so, let that grow, let that flower. Let it fill you. And let it carry you forward into tranquility, into stillness, into steadiness. It's a natural progression at a certain point. We'll sit in silence a little while. Just practice meeting it all with mindfulness. Seeing it all as an opportunity to train, to investigate, to apply ourselves, to let the hindrances fall away, to come into the moment with joyful interest. And let that carry us forward as far as it can. And as we come into the last couple minutes of meditation, taking a moment to see where is the mind now. Review. How has it been this last half hour or so? Is mindfulness present? You were overcome by hindrances. How did that come to be? If the awakening factors were here, how did that come to be? Seeing without judgment, without blame, without praise. Just knowing what happened. Bringing your mindfulness to that, your investigation. You can bring this practice into your life, making effort to abandon what is hindering you and to develop those things that bring you closer to awakening. Using this time of quiet for training and practice to learn how to bring this into everything. Well, thank you everyone for your practice, for joining me in this morning. I'd like to open this up for discussion, for any questions, any comments, any sharing, basically anything that you'd like to come in with. Very welcome. Yes, Daniel?
Thank you for that. I like you, struggle with dullness and drowsiness, especially the drowsiness part of it. And I remember reading in the sutras that the Buddha said that the seven enlightenment factors, three are good for a dull mind, three are good for an agitated mind, and mindfulness is good all the time.
Right.
And so, I'm sure you know this, but investigation energy and investigation energy are two of the ones that sort of fight off that dullness, or that and definitely experienced that this time with regards to investigation. I found it helpful when you mentioned being curious about your breath or kind of fascinated by it. That was very helpful. So I appreciated that.
Yeah, great. Yeah, and thank you for mentioning that. It is an important aspect of the teaching on the seven enlightenment factors. Is that yes, mindfulness is always useful, um, and the other six need to be sort of in balance with each other. Um, there are the three energizers, which are investigation, energy, and joy, and then the three calmers, which are the tranquility, samadhi, stillness, and equanimity. And you sort of need to know where you're at to know which one can you develop. I think there's two ways of looking at it. One is that it's sort of progression, that it's just like a linear or maybe circular um, uh, from mindfulness up through equanimity. But there's also the way in which you can get over energized and need to calm that down, or get too dull and need to raise up the energy. So keeping it all in balance, that getting the mind to be fully infused with these qualities, then that is a mind that is able to awaken. That's why they're called the awakening factors, that it, a mind that is fully infused with all of these qualities in balance. Um, that's the state in which awakening is possible. So that's what we're trying to develop. And yeah, thank you for sharing. Any other comment, question? Is this teaching familiar to you? No? Yvonne, yes.
Thank you for the guided meditation. It was interesting because at first I was following the breath, and then the planning came on, planning, and I was like, oh, interesting. I am a planner, so I will just be aware, and then it will go away, and then it will come back. So I had quite a bit of coming back and going away of my planning, which was good to see how much it is part of my mind. So thank you for that.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you for that sharing. That sounds like you were doing what you need to do. And yeah, so planning, I guess, would be one kind of restlessness
Mm-hmm,
that
mm-hmm,
wants to jump forward into the next thing and figure it out rather than be right here, right now.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, so then you were doing your Dhamma push-ups, your meditation push-ups, coming back again and again. And yeah, that's how it goes. That's how you do it. So wonderful sharing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Other comments? Freddie, yes.
Hi, I'm Freddie. It's my first time here. Thanks for
Yeah,
having me. Yeah,
welcome.
thanks. I just got back from a New Year's meditation retreat and just really benefit from, sitting in Sangha. It's really hard to motivate otherwise.
Mm.
But just wanted to comment on something that you stood out to me near the end when you said, like, no judgment, no blame, no praise, because I think as, like many of us kind of conditioned to negatively judge myself and others, I forget that, like, the ego goes both ways. So I just appreciated that reminder, and that it's, um, yeah, like, no judgment on the tendency to praise or judge either, but just like, oh yeah, that also is something I'm just like wanting to bring mindfulness to. So yeah, thanks for that, and I hope to be back.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Yeah, the Buddha taught us that there's three kinds of conceit. There's the conceit of thinking we're worse than other people. There's the conceit of thinking we're better than other people. And there's this conceit of thinking we're just the same. Equality conceit. Because we do have different qualities, right? We're not all the same. And, it's not a judgment on a person. It's sort of a judgment on the states that are arising and passing away within us. And we all have, there are more skillful and less skillful states that we can be in, but there's not any absolute, like one person is better than another, like I'm really good because I've developed PT in my meditation today. I'm so great. That's not right. but it is right to think, oh, this is a good thing. This is a benefit and blessing for me that I've been able to develop this, right? Or if there's a hindrance coming up, it's like, oh, you shouldn't think, oh, I'm so bad, I'm overcome with anger. Therefore, I'm a terrible person, and I shouldn't even be trying to meditate. And that would also be a wrong way of looking at it. It's like, you know, okay, there's the right way would be there's anger here, and that's not of benefit for me. It's not of benefit for others. I should strive to abandon it. But it's not a judgment on like myself that I'm good or I'm bad because of what states are within me. It's just looking at the state itself and saying, okay, is this to be developed or is this not to be developed? And, you know, as we develop, then we can grow confidence, we can grow joy. Hopefully, it's confidence that is not only for ourselves, but also, seeing that the teaching works, seeing that the path is a true path. And then it's not like I'm better because I'm further on the path. It's just like, wow, what a great path. And if I can see that I'm a little further along than somebody else, well, let me invite that other person along if they want to. If they're asking me to show them the way, let me do that. Or if there's somebody a little bit ahead of me, let me go ask them how to do that. Um, so anyway, thank you. Yes, please. Nice to see you. You're muted.
I just wanted to say hi and say thank you for your teachings. And I'm looking forward to joining you soon.
Yes. Likewise. Hello. Good to see you. And we are also looking forward to seeing you. Yeah.
Well, I would like to share that one of the things that I've become aware of is human thinking is so centric to human life and human existence that our views are all tied to the perspective, the individual perspective. But one of the things that has happened in my practice is our whole thing has flipped to the point where recognizing that there's nothing but consciousness, awareness, and every life emerges from that. And that has helped me to understand the unborn and the deathless, that there's no death and there's no birth, because there's always consciousness and there's always awareness. And so to be able to flip the perspective also can teach that there's no individuality. So there's no separate individual being. There's just emergence from consciousness and awareness of consciousness. And so it's been a very interesting switch in perspective, which has, it's like when I look in someone's eyes, I am so aware of the image of this face in their eyes, showing me that we are one and the same. That there is that oneness, and it's the physical senses that have created the illusion of the separateness. So it really, I've been working on my life on this right view, right view, right view. And this kind of flip has created this visual of each life just being a heartbeat, a blip in all of existence. So it's just a a very interesting shift in
Mm.
perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am so looking forward to being there.
Right. Yes. Well, thank you for sharing that. You're getting into deep waters here. Yes, there are these shifts in perspective that can come through practice. And, one of the things that's in the teachings is the realm of infinite consciousness is something that someone can find in meditation, experience in meditation, this sort of, which is a big, big shift in view, big shift in understanding of, the relationship between our minds and others' minds, and, big shift in understanding of, the idea of ourselves as individuals. And yeah, so this is I think, an important thing and a useful thing on the path. I think it's not the end of the path, but it's a step on the way, and it's
Not by a long shot.
right. But it's a useful thing and a true thing on some level, and to be able to see it clearly
Practice
in that
goes
way
on.
is
Practice goes
a wonderful thing.
on. Definitely.
Yes, but
Thank
also we
you.
develop. Like I've known you a few years now, and yeah, I've seen you developing and growing on the path in many ways, and me too. So this is what's encouraging, is that when we have our friends who are with us for a longer time, and we can see each of us growing on this path and
Yes,
seeing and experiencing new things. That's wonderful, and I'm happy.
absolutely. But I'll be in touch. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, we're at our time. Are there any last burning questions or sharings? Anyone needs to say something? All right. All right. In that case, let us end by paying our respects to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and blessed one, I render homage to the Buddha, the blessed one. The teachings so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dhamma. The Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha. All right. To everyone.
Thank you, Aya.
All right.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you.
All right. Bye for now.